So hey you guys, this is Ashley with Couch Talk. I'm back. And I want to talk to you guys just about a few things that I talk about in my book, 10 Lessons to Renovate Your Life, helping you restructure, refocus, and restore balance in your life. Now, one of the basic things I talk about in the very first lesson is how to restructure the foundation of your life, which is really going back and creating a sense of where you came from. Now, we all know, where we came from, how we were brought up, and things like that. But we don't really take time to go back and see how our upbringing affected us. It might have been minor things, small things that you don't even realize affected you and have made you who you are today, whether that be a person that's overly defensive, whether it be a person that has constant anxiety, whether that's a overly stressed person, stressed out about everything, or whether that is a person that allows people to walk over you and things like that. We don't really know or take time to know that that came from early childhood. And I'm a firm believer that, things happen in our life to make us who we are. And it doesn't have to have been in childhood. It could have been a terrible relationship that you were in, or really bad friendships that you've gone through that caused you not to trust, that caused you to really evaluate the type of people that you allow into your life. But it created this barrier that keeps other people out of your life that are not necessarily a threat. If that the very sense. First lesson I talk about and I go into deep detail about is restructuring of the foundation of your life. The restructure phase is the longest phase of the 10 lessons, but it is the most important phase and the most apparent and transparent phase that's really going to get you in touch with some deep emotions and help you actually kind of uproot some things and you turn your life into some turmoil so that you can put the pieces back together and connect the dots and things like that. Okay, so I don't mean to scare you, but if you really want to renovate your life and you really want balance, this is what's going to help you get there. I know it helped me. I condensed it into 10 lessons because I was able to break up things that was able to help me. So that's one of the things. You have to be able to understand yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to be comfortable with who you are and be comfortable in your own skin. And that's where the self-intimacy come in at. It's all about taking time to know who you are, and that's important in life. Knowing who you are, knowing what your goal is in life, your aspirations, knowing what your purpose is. Your purpose may just be to, take care of your kids and do the best that you can for them so that they can grow up and become prosperous children or adults. So, I mean, whatever your purpose in life is, no matter what people say, how big or how small it may be, a purpose is always big. It's always big, and it's always a responsibility that you have to take on. So really being intimate with yourself and knowing how to take that project on is very important for your health, mentally and emotionally. And being happy, is very important. I talk about that, having self-care and taking care of yourself, taking time out for yourself. Because as people in today's world, we hustle, we bustle, we on the move all the time, and we don't really stop and take care of ourselves. I don't care how small it may be. I don't care how small of a time it may be. It's important to give yourself that time. I don't care if it's 5 minutes away from the kids locked in the bathroom, because we all know kids will follow us to the bathroom and bust in the door. So you have to lock the door. Take your time. It's okay. Kids are not going to, die because they're yelling and screaming and crying. They're not going to do it. They're not going to cry blood. It's okay to take that time to yourself, especially, oh my God, if you're a new parent. My son had colic when I was younger, or when he was younger, excuse me. And it tore me to pieces because he cried and cried and cried and cried. And it was just something that, was very stressful for me. As soon as his dad walked in the house, I was like, here. But, during that moment, it was very, very hard. And even though I had help, it was still hard. But even for you mothers who don't have the help, fathers who don't have the help, take the time out, for yourself to go in the other room for a little while and just release. Because the more tense and the more frustrated that you get about certain things, it's going to only cause tension in the child. So take time for yourself. Family members, take a break from them. Friends, take a break from them. Your significant other, take a break from them. Do what makes you happy. What makes me happy is going to get my nails done and going to get a pedicure. What may make you happy is reading a book. What may make you happy is, taking time out to write in your journal. Whatever that time is, take it. It's yours. You deserve it. You work hard. You do for other people. Be happy. And then forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of others. We often forget that we are human beings and we make mistakes and we accidentally hurt people or maybe intentionally hurt people, but that's not something that, that's not something or the person that we are right now and that we want to do to others. So forgive yourself. You may have made some mistakes in your life that have caused some damage, some very bad consequences, to burn some bridges. Forgive yourself. It's okay. Some people may have hurt you. Some people may have done you just nasty, completely wrong. Some people who have you were supposed to be protected by may have hurt you and shunned you out, and you lost trust, you lost confidence in those people, and you didn't feel safe and secure. Forgive those people. It's going to be hard. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm not going to even tell you that things, are going to be okay. I'm just going to say you have to make that decision to forgive that person so that you can move on. Because the more that you harbor that unforgiveness, the more you are going to take on that anxiety and that stress and that hurt. And it's going to play a part in your everyday life. That's just the way it works. That's the way the mind works. That's the way your emotions work. That's the way it works. So you have to be willing to forgive. And then create a system for your life. Be objective. There's some things that we know we want, but don't need. So you have to be able to objectively say, I don't need that in my life. Is only going to cause more turmoil. It's only going to cause more stress. It's only going to cause me to not be able to be the person that I want to be or the person that I am. It's going to change some things. And that particularly happens when we enter into new relationships, whether it be friends or whether it be, intimate relationships with a partner, spouse or husband or wife. So, it's very important that you create that system and be objective for your own life and what you allow in and what you remove. Because sometimes you remove things that are healthy for you just because you feel a certain way in an emotional moment, and you have to really step back and say, hey, I really need that in my life, or I really need to get rid of that out of my life. And that's important. Also, we'll talk about the relationship and boundaries of significant others, friends, and families in the 10 lessons. We talk about, oh my God, boundaries are so important. I also talk about internal boundaries, because we cross our own boundaries sometimes. We set boundaries and then we cross them either by letting other people cross the boundaries we set for them, or by doing things that are out of our character and causing us more stress and more strife than what we need in our life. So you have to be careful with boundaries and what you allow people to do to you or for you, and because that can create some very, 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 very heavy consequences on your life. All right. And we know that family and friends both will take advantage of this. They do it all the time, and you just have to be able to distinguish that, who needs help from who is taking advantage of the help. Make sense? Okay. So Then we talk about, career, school, balance, stress, type of refocusing on the things that you want to do in your life and for your life and for the betterment of your life. We all have goals. We all have ambitions. We all have things that we want to do. We all have purpose that we want to fulfill, but we just have a little bit of trouble understanding how to actually get started or how to get motivated to actually make those steps. So in the book, I talk about refocusing and shifting on you and how to get to the point where you are working on your goals and actually not giving up and being frustrated and things like that. And then we talk about the whole social dynamics of your life, being social and having associates, the workplace and things like that is very important because, again, it's just a part of life. You're going to socialize. You're going to have a social network of people, a social arena, and you really have to ask yourself, is this something that I want to take part in? Are these places someplace that attract people that I'm trying to attract in my life? These type of places that I'm going, hindering me from doing the things that I need to do? Are these people that I'm hanging around that aren't really my friends, aren't really my family, but I like hanging around? Are they beneficial to me? Are they adding to my life, or are they taking away because of the things that they're doing and I'm participating? You have to think about, your social life as well. All of this is a lifestyle that you live and a lifestyle that you lead, and the type of lifestyle that you have creates, you know, um, moments for people to cross boundaries. It creates moments for people to enter into your life that's not supposed to be there, and it creates moments of low self-esteem and lack of motivation, and you really have to remove some things from your life in order to attract less of that, if that makes sense to you. I hope it does. And then, of course, I talk about spiritual needs, spiritual intimacy, and, not from a religious aspect, but really from just, trusting and believing and knowing what your core values are, your core beliefs for your life and yourself. And if you don't have any per se, we all do, but some people don't recognize them. You have to start creating values and goals for your life that is right for you, um, and connect on a spiritual level of that, because it's just some lines that in your life you're going to choose not to cross, and that's just where the spiritual intimacy and connecting with yourself comes from. So I really want you guys to take advantage of this, because it's not something that I take lightly. It's something that is very near and dear to me, because these are some of the 10 lessons, core lessons that I have gone through in my years, in my experience of moving on, moving forward, and moving upward. And also in this book, the things that I talk about, some of the things that I just went through with you, are the things that you're going to be able to keep with you for life. It's not something that you're going to work on one day and throw it out the window, or work on for a month, or 6 months and throw it out the window. This is stuff. These are core things that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life, and going to teach you how, when life knocks you down, how to get back up and be resilient and keep on pushing and keep on moving, because the transition is going to be permanent. It's going to become a lifestyle if you allow yourself to work the lessons like they're meant to be worked. So don't allow yourself to, conform to where you are in your life just because that's the hand you were dealt. Just because that's the hand you was dealt don't mean you can't throw the hand back in and deal again. Make sense? I know it does. You guys, I want you to just understand that it's important to take care of yourself. It's important to actually motivate yourself to make changes that are positive and that are going to be worth wisdom and knowledge in the long run, in order to better yourself. And these are things you can pass on to other people and kids, because, again, for me to have kept these things that I've learned to myself would have been, just selfish. Honest to God truth, this is very important, that just because I went through it, I know there's other people that go through stuck moments and stuck periods in their life, and they just don't know how to get out. And it's just so much stuff that have happened to them. They just don't know how to move on. They just don't know how to let go. And that's why these lessons are so important. And that's why I'm just going through and letting you know that it's possible. Look at me. I'm not, no big rock star, superstar on TV doing things. These are things that have helped me personally throughout the years and continue to help me. I'm not exempt from getting sad. I'm not exempt from getting angry. I'm not exempt from being hurt by other people. It's just a matter of how I allow that to affect my life now that I know better. Because at one point, I was letting things affect my life in a very negative way, and I don't want to go back down that road. So in order for me not to go back down that road, I have to fight for my life, essentially, by going back and using the things that I've learned. And it's okay to get stuck, but it's not okay to stay stuck. So you guys, until next time, I want you to leap off that couch into your new future, making a decision to renovate your life. There's so many things that you could be doing, so many things that you could be moving on from, so many things that you could be seeing within yourself and within the world, if you just allow yourself to make those changes and to take a look at it. Because like I said, a lot of people don't want to take a look at their foundation. A lot of people don't want to take a look at their life, and it causes a lot of barriers. So until next time, you guys, I want you to leap off that couch into your new future. Take care.